Check.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Does the word mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee?
The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds.
Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
Fuck you! That's my name!
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing for your listening pleasure. And here we go, High Fives Podcast, episode 25, Michael.
Is it 25? I thought it was 24.
No, this is 25.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I must have forgot one.
I'm pretty sure.
It probably got lost in my iTunes shuffle.
More about the iTunes later.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 25. That's a quarter of the way to 100. Whew. Some fast fractions for you.
You must have done well in math.
Not so well.
Man, me either.
No, I mean, that's about the extent of my math right there. So I figure at episode 25, maybe we should take a moment to thank our sponsors. That should be long enough. So episode 25 is all about, what is it about, Mike?
It's like about guest
appearances.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Guests.
Tonight, My House is making a guest appearance as the host site or studio for the podcast.
Yeah. We're doing it in daylight.
Daylight, yeah. And there were a lot of challenges to get this episode together tonight, but here we are.
We're here.
We're on the air. We're finally here. So, top 5 guest appearances in a song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I struggled with this one, even though I think it was my suggestion. It was nowhere near as easy as I thought. I thought I'd just go into my iTunes and start searching songs and look for the bracket featuring bracket, which would have been great if we were doing a rap podcast because every single one.
Well, you could have picked Snoop with Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre with Snoop,
Eminem with
Dr. Dre, Ghostface Killer with Redman.
I believe it's Killa.
Oh, Killa.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, I had the same problem. That was my original go-to. I was like, I'm just going to hit featuring or with or guest.
Yeah, the same.
Nothing worked.
No.
This is pretty weak.
And then, sometimes I go to the internet, the World Wide Web, if you will.
The old web?
I have a look there.
Do you use Bing?
On occasion.
Yeah.
When I'm really struggling, I go to my go-to.
Yeah.
But I'm not I don't have a lot of favorites when it comes to searching.
Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever
Could you ask
flavor
Jeeves?
I feel. Oh, wow. That's old school. Is that still around?
I doubt it.
It might be. But yeah, there was nothing that came up in there either. There was a lot of songs that I would never pick, but not a lot of songs within the punk rock genre. So it was difficult, and I couldn't really. There was nothing coming to my brain real quick when it came to guest appearances.
See, I had a similar experience, and then I sat
Tell me about it.
It was similar. I did the same thing with iTunes. Did the same thing with the old Bing. And then I sat down and went back and I started thinking. I was like, think about singers from bands that have distinct voices.
Okay, that's smart.
That might guest appear with somebody. So then I started doing that search in the iTunes, and that was a big help.
Like searching the artist name?
No, yeah, I didn't use this, but somebody like Chuck Reagan.
Okay,
he's got a very distinct voice. And then I was like, well, I'm going to see if Chuck Reagan guest appeared on any songs. And I type in Chuck Reagan and then see if he came up instead of... So iTunes might ditch the with or featuring in the search thing.
Huh.
I'm no computer genius, but...
But they don't do it in the rap songs.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it seems like there's a little bit of favoritism happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I actually came up with quite a few. And there were some pretty low hang. I mean, one of the really low ones, and I'm hoping... If you picked it, it's no big deal. But I was like, Under Pressure. It's a big guest vocal appearance.
Yeah, I did not pick that one. Yeah, so not to worry.
Did you pick the Pennywise album without Jim?
I did not.
Or the Blink album with Skiba?
No, I did not. Well, I don't think, are those guest appearances?
No, I'm just taking
I think
shots.
yeah. Shots fired. Shots fired. Anyways, I did come up with 5. I came up with 6, actually.
6?
And as I was writing them
You got
down,
an audible
I'm like,
going?
oh, I got 6. I don't think so. I think I made my decision. It was too brief an appearance. It was the only one that had a real brief appearance. I could tell you about it right now if you want. It was.
What if I picked it?
It was. I doubt you did. No Use for a Name.
I didn't pick the No Use, but I had No Use on my short list for a few songs.
Did you know what song it is, or which song?
There's the one with Dickie Barrett.
Yeah, Growing Down.
And then there's one with Karina, I think, and that one of the tracks on that same album.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I like the Dickie Barrett one because it was so like out of nowhere, and you knew whose voice it was right away.
Dickie's actually on quite a few songs.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's one of the vocals I checked.
Oh wow.
So
I did not know.
yeah.
But I couldn't figure it out. Like why? I mean, there's no connection that I know of between those two bands, and but I love that part in that song.
That's great. It was on my short list.
Yeah,
So
it's a good tune, but it was a little too brief.
yeah, I have some brief ones.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie.
like a sentence, brief.
I don't want to get into it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. So let's talk about what we're listening to. Let's open up the can of worms around the Flatliners because that's something that I'm sure we both listened to. The new album, Inviting Light. This album, I really enjoy it, and I know that when it came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh, how's this going to go?" And it is different, but it's funny. Like the people I thought wouldn't like it do. And the people I thought would like it don't.
Like me?
Yeah. I didn't know if you'd like it.
You know what? It's not I don't like it. It's not that I like it either. It's just like, to me, it was just an album. It sounds very radio friendly.
Okay.
And
yeah, there are some radio friendly songs.
And not in
there.
a bad way, but just like, it sounds like everything's good, but there's nothing that, other than the first track, there's nothing that grabs me and says, listen to that song again. Or listen to that album again.
The thing I really liked about it is I felt like there was a lot of variety on this album, which I feel like the last album for sure, like Dead Language, there's a lot of great songs on that album, but as an album, it just feels kind of flat. Like it's just kind of one note. This one, I felt like had a lot of diversity, a lot of variety of different song stylings, I guess, and whether you like that or not. But I could appreciate that.
I usually like that, but I didn't catch that at all.
No,
so maybe, I don't know. I wasn't expecting anything from it. They're not like a rah-rah band of mine.
Yeah.
I like them, and I've liked everything they've put out.
Yeah.
Up until this one. So, I don't know. It is what it is.
I saw them open for Weezer recently, which was an interesting... I mean, it was an interesting lineup to see them, in the opening slot for a totally different band like Weezer, and it felt a little strange watching them on like a big stage versus the corner of the bar at like Broken City or something like that. But it was good, and people came out for them, which I thought was pretty cool because tickets were $90, so nobody who wanted to see the Flatliners was paying $90 to go see them play a half-hour set, right? But yeah, they played a couple new songs on there, and I think one of them I liked, one of them I didn't, and but it was put more into context for me within the realm of the album. So
I saw them on a commercial for the Blue Jays, which is
that
weird.
right? That is weird.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're from Toronto or London or whatever around there.
Yeah.
Anyways. So.
Yeah. Okay.
What else have you listened to?
No like for you, but a like for me.
It's not a no like. It's like an average. It's like a meh.
Yeah. I've also been listening to the new Days and Days.
Yes.
It's called Crustfall. It's
different, hey?
It is different. I like this band, but I can't really get through a whole album. It just kind of grates on me after a little while. But they opened for Leftover Crack when Leftover Crack came
Which makes
through.
sense. It's the same sort of...
Oh, total crusty band, yeah. But a crusty band in a different way that you wouldn't expect.
In the same way as like Mischief Brew and like...
Yeah, but I'd say crustier than that.
Yeah, they are now, but I think the original Mischief Brew and the original like... can't think of the guy's name now. Oh well, forget it.
Okay.
There's a bunch of
forgotten.
there's a bunch of those folk punk bands, like the actual folk punk bands that are more anarchist folk punky.
Right. Yeah,
So-
I haven't listened to a lot of that
They
genre.
seem to all be from Phoenix.
anarchist,
They all seem to be from
poke-funky.
like Arizona or Florida
Yeah, yeah. Well,
or New Mexico.
are these guys from? They must be from California, maybe.
I think they're from Arizona.
Oh. Anyways, it's an interesting album, and I ended up like it was one of those bands that totally caught my ear when I went and saw. Like I wasn't there for them, obviously, but it was it was really interesting to hear them live, and so I picked up one or two of their albums and thought, well, I'll give this one a go too, and I like it. But yeah, it's one of those things you can't really listen to for a very long time.
I think they're like one of those bands, like if you like that stuff, you'll like it. It's very hard to suggest to someone and be like, hey, you should check this out. You'll really like it.
The weird thing I find in it is it's got a lot of melody, and that's not very typical for like a crust punk band.
They're better at it than a lot of the bands that do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of really catchy melody within their stuff, and even though you've got a really gravelly, almost kind of sick sounding voice, there's melody in that.
I feel like that's one of those bands that if they get to a point where they get a producer, if they want that,
right,
they'll put out a really good album.
That doesn't feel very anarchist to me.
No,
though.
I know, but it seems to happen to a lot of them.
Yeah?
Yeah. So like even Andrew Jackson Jihad and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've never really listened to any of that stuff.
I think originally they were more towards that end of the spectrum. Not like entirely, but as they got more popular,
right,
their sound, or even Against Me is a good example of it.
Yeah.
Like the first Against Me is pretty like lo-fi, sloppy, and now look where they're at.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, true that.
Anything else you've been listening to?
Last one for you, Mike.
Last
This is
one.
my last one.
Last one.
You passed on to me Music for Everyone, the benefit for ACLU.
Excellent. I wanted to talk about that on this. That's
I
excellent.
really enjoyed it. Like there are a lot of bands I've never heard of or artists I've never heard of. Just for all you folks that don't know what it's about, it's a compilation that's curated by John Nolan of Taking Back Sunday, and his band's on there. Also, bands like artists, like Brendan Kelly and Chris Farron, and it is a support compilation to fight against discrimination. I had no idea even what the ACLU was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, apparently. I felt a little dumb for not knowing what it was, but do we have anything like that? Like that's that big?
No, maybe not that big, but I mean, like I think like the Immigration Society and stuff, they supply lawyers and stuff. A lot of them do pro bono work for these kind of things,
right?
Like,
but not like on this big of a spectrum.
No, not on this big of a spectrum. But I think this came out. The ACLU comes out of like, and I don't want to overstep my boundary, but I think the like segregation and stuff like that is where this starts its gets its foothold, which maybe we didn't deal as much with here, or it was swept under the ground here. I don't know.
Right.
I don't want
to under the ground, not just under the carpet.
Just ground. I don't want to overstep my without being well versed in it.
Okay.
But
so you're saying you didn't do your research, is what you're saying?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay, fair enough.
I wasn't expecting those kind of questions.
It's a very political podcast, Mike.
It's very.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump into what I'm listening to then, because this flows with it. Because there's another comp I also got called the Solidarity Mixtape.
Okay.
Which is also a response to what's going on in America right now, and it's a benefit compilation that goes towards Planned Parenthood.
Oh, okay.
So everything they're donating is to Planned Parenthood, and both these comps are available on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the link up on our site.
Yeah, cool.
Once we're done, it's worth checking out. There's a ton of bands on both of them, so even if you like 5 of them, maybe it's worth donating the money.
Yeah,
because it goes to a good cause, and you get some good music.
Well, and they're huge. Like I don't know what the other one's like.
50 bands.
Yeah, like that's insane.
Yeah,
for $10.
Yeah, and it, like I said, goes to a really good cause. So
and a lot of exposure for I would say 80% of the artists on the Music for Everyone I've not heard.
Yeah, so a lot of them are on that Music for Everyone are people that were in bands that do like a solo or thing.
Okay.
What else I've been listening to is Craig Finn.
Oh, yeah, right.
So this Craig Finn album is a little bit different. I know I sent it to you, and I've been reading really bad reviews.
Yeah.
And the first 2 times I listened to it, I was like, this is really boring. Like, it sounds like Craig Finn, but he didn't put a lot of effort into it. I mean, it was just like there was nothing that really stood out. And then all of a sudden one day I had it on in the background, and that God in Chicago song came
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
And it just hit. I don't know. It's such a weird song to catch you.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden that whole album worked for me. So if you listen to it once and you were like, fuck this album,
Yeah.
I suggest trying to go back and listen again and just see if I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not.
I find that with his stuff though, is it's almost like you need a moment in time to hit you.
Well, his lyrics are really good, and it's so weird. Like his voice is really weird. The
Yeah.
signatures are weird and stuff. So it's not like it's not fun music, but it is fun music. I don't know. It's weird.
I know we've talked about this before, but when I saw him on the Revival tour, like I knew who he was, but I didn't know much of his music. I didn't know much of the Hold Steady's music either, and I think a lot of people weren't really into his portion of the Revival tour.
I know my
show.
brother and sister were like, they called me or texted me during the show, and they were like, "This is the guy you said to come see. He fucking sucks."
But I thought he was awesome. Like I really appreciated, and I think within that forum too, where there's all these different artists, and he totally breaks it up. I mean, there's nothing else in that show that was like him. And if you can really listen and get into the story that he's telling, and I really like that in music. I like those storytellers, right? So,
and this album's full of storytelling.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know. That God in Chicago song is phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
the lyrics in that are just, they're awesome.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So I got two other quick ones.
Two,
This is
as long as they're quick, Mike.
They're quick. They're super quick, and their albums are quick too. So
Okay.
one's The Corpse,
Okay.
and the album is In Blackest Night. It's a 5-song EP out of Vancouver, and it's just punk rock, but it's a comic book based theme.
Sucker for a theme. Yeah, they knew you were.
But it's one of the guys from Real Mackenzie's. is
Oh,
in it.
cool.
So, but it doesn't sound like Real Mackenzie's.
okay.
But worth checking out. The other one's the new Isotopes, which just came out the other day.
Yeah, right. Did you like it?
I do like it. If you like the Isotopes, you're going to like it. If you don't like the Isotopes, you're not going to like it. It's not like they wavered much.
Right. I put it on the other day, and I was doing something. Like I don't know, cleaning or something, or making breakfast, and
doing things.
I was like halfway through what I was doing, and the music went silent. And
Yeah.
I'm like, is it done?
Oh yeah, it's like a short album. I feel like they really rushed this album.
Yeah.
Not to take anything away from it. I mean, it's not like they didn't do anything spectacular new with it.
Right.
But if you like the Isotopes, the one note is that I was really disappointed that they have a song about Rochelle, because a long time ago, Nate and me talked about starting a Seinfeld theme based band, and I literally wrote lyrics exactly the same as their Rochelle.
Okay. So here we go. Top 5 guest appearances. I'm going to start out with quite possibly one of the greatest guest appearances of all time.
That's a bold statement.
Not just
Is it
maybe
David Bowie?
maybe not the greatest. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But I think the video has even more guest appearances than the song. And I really liked this song when it first came out. It was one of those songs I couldn't stop listening to. It is a title track, so a little shout out or a throwback to last episode.
Recycling lists.
You like that? The song is Going Out of Style by the Dropkick Murphys, which is not a favorite band of mine. They're kind of a 1 or 2 or 3 song at a time kind of album. But I really like this song. It's got all sorts of guest vocals by Fat Mike, Chris Chaney from Living End. There's Lenny Clark, who is a Boston actor. And then the video has a ton more. It's got like Bobby Orr in it, Milan Lucic, and like all these sports figures from Boston. As you do with the Dropkicks.
I thought they were more of a New York Yankees kind of band.
But I love the video and I love the song.
It was a good song. I forgot about that song.
Yeah, it's a keeper. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be my number 1.
Nice. I went with a band. I'm guest using your phrases now.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
This is the only episode that's appropriate for.
All right.
Just so you know.
It's all based around doing that every time. The band is put out an album called Good Morning.
Okay.
And the band is Alkaline Trio.
Oh, nice.
And Matt Skiba's on a lot of songs, so I figured I should pick his band before picking a song featuring Matt Skiba.
Okay.
But I went with We've Had Enough. which features vocals by Keith Morris of the Circle Jerks, Black Flag, and more recently Off.
Oh, cool.
So I've always liked the song. I like the lyrics, and there's a shout out to the Misfits in there.
See, how did you find this one?
I just knew that. Actually,
okay.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I can't even lie about it. No, I knew there was guest vocals in there, so I went and looked to see who did the guest vocals.
See, and a lot of guest vocals too are, you know, like they're just buried in the background with like a gang vocal or something like that, right? So I felt like I couldn't pick those songs. Like I needed to hear those voices like prominently, right?
No, I just knew there was guest vocals, so I actually went and looked who did the guest vocals, and I was like, oh,
fair enough.
This works.
Fair enough. So here we go. The Dropkicks and
Alkaline Trio.
I've seen a lot of sights and traveled many miles, shook 1,000 hands and seen my share of smiles. I've caused some great concern and told one too many lies, and now I see the world through these subtle jaded eyes. So what if I threw a party and all my friends are there? Acquaintances, relatives, the girls who never care. You'll have a host of rowdy hooligans in a big line out the door. Side by side with Sister Barbara, Chief Wells and Bobby Orr, and invite the Flanagans. Replace the window you smashed down. I'd apologize to Sluggo for pissing on his couch. I'll see Mrs. McAuliffe and so many others soon. I'll say I'm sorry for what I did sleepwalking in her room. So what if I threw a party and invited Man Menino? He'd tell you to get a permit. Well, this time, Tom, I don't think so. At the neighborhood reunion, but now we'd get along. Van Morrison would be there and he'd sing me one last song. With a backup band of bass players to keep us up all night. 3 handsome 4-string troubadours and Newton's old fat Mike. Ollie in the can having a smoke with Target Johnny Fitz. But there's a backup in the bathroom cause the badger's got the shits. You may bury me with an enemy in Mount Calvary. You can stack me on a pyre and soak me down with whiskey. Roast me to a black and crisp and throw me in a pile. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. You can take my urn but then whisper my ashes all about it. You can bring me down to Wally Beach and dump the sucker out. Burn me to a rotten crisp and toast me for a while. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. Make me up, dress me up, feed me a big old shot. I'm embalming fluid eyeballs, so I don't stop to rot. Now take me to McGreevy's, I wanna buy one final round. That cheap prick would peel an orange in his pocket. Hurry up and suck him down. If there's a God that goes you love will all come walking through the door. Maybe they'll feel bad for me and the stiff will finally score. You've got the bet already. And the nerve and courage too, cause I've been slugging from a stash of Desi Quayle's 1980s bathtub brew. You may bury me with an enemy in Mount Calvary. You can stack me on a fire and soak me down with whiskey. Roast me to a black and crisp and throw me in a pile. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. You can take my urn, the Fenway, spread my ashes all about it. You can bring me down to Wally Beach and dump the sucker out. Burn me to a rotten crisp and toast me for a while. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. You may bury me with an enemy in Mount Calvary. You can stack me on a pyre and soak me down with whiskey. Roast me to a black and crisp and throw me in a pile. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. You can take my urn, the Fenway, spread my ashes all about. Bring me down to Wally Beach and dump the sucker out. Burn me to a rotten crisp and toast me for a while. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. Bury me with an enemy in Mount Calvary. You can stack me on a pyre and soak me down with whiskey. Roast me to a black and crisp and throw me in a pile. I can really give a shit, I'm going out in style. Take me from the Fenway, spread my ashes all about. Bring me down to Wally Beach darkness where the angels cry. Give us water, give us back our lives. Our beds, this concrete floor, and it's all we have left to live for a day. We'll never face, we're only second, and it's sick and lonely. Fighting back the tears, and every itch to bend go both our ears that said we've had enough. Please turn that fucking radio off. Ain't nothing on the airwave in the despair we feel. In the shadows where the heads hang low, you hear voices as the wind blows, asking can't you see, reminding you to breathe. It's only time before it catches up to you and all your broken luck. I found a better way to get even with my enemies that said we've had enough. Please turn that fucking radio off. Ain't nothing on the airwave in the despair we feel. That said we've had enough. Put walk among the sound and turn it up. Ain't nothing on the airwave in the hatred we feel. This is our biggest fear, the only tunes that we hear come via antenna through your car radio. That said we've had enough. That said we've had
Nice pick on the Good Morning.
Yeah, I did my research.
Record.
Or cheating.
Yeah,
Research, cheating.
No,
same
that's fair.
thing. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that added a whole new dimension to that song and to that band. Those screams in it. So
Is that a cheap shot? at
no,
me for
I like
using
it.
screams?
I like it. I think it's valid.
All right.
No cheap shots.
All right.
None from me.
All right.
The drop kick thing. Another thing I really like about them is the big gang vocals.
Yeah, they are good. They're great for a sing along kind of thing. And I think that's why they've maybe made it.
Yeah.
Is because they've really mastered that, like, get the crowd involved.
Yeah.
And that gets like the bro him guys into it.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to Song Exploder, that other podcast where they take you through the writing of a song. Did you listen to the Dropkick one?
No.
Oh, so they did one on one of the newer Dropkick songs. And it was interesting because they say they bring like 40 or 50 of their friends in for gang vocal night when they're recording a record. And the engineer or producer will, kind of listen to it come through. And then he'll go out into the group of 40 or 50 and be like, okay, you go. No, you're out. You, you're out. You, you're out. You, you're out. And then there's about 10 or 12 people that just end up sitting off to the side.
I feel like I'd be out on the side.
But I'm like, how could you fuck up a gang vocal?
Oh, I could fuck it up. I'm a horrible singer. That's why I'm not
but
in a
it's
band,
not really
Nate.
singing,
Yeah, I
in
know.
fairness.
Whatever. What's your next pick, Nate?
The
You've
next
just depressed
record I
me.
put out, I'm putting you on the gang vocals, whether you're good at it or not.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
That's all I ever wanted.
It's going to happen.
Excellent.
It's going to happen for you. My next one is quite possibly the best guest appearance on a song ever.
Is this the new theme?
It could be.
Could be.
I mean, I did pick my top 5 in fairness. This is one that I'm sure you knew I was going to pick, and so that's why you didn't. But I absolutely love this song for the fact that there is a guest vocal in it. And the song is Heart Shaped Guitar.
Oh,
It's
yes.
by our friends Masked Intruder
It is an excellent.
on their self-titled record.
We've talked about them a lot, and
Mora.
yeah,
Yeah, from mixtapes.
yeah.
It's a banger song.
It's awesome.
I absolutely love that song. And when they came here last time, they asked
that
a
girl
girl
was
from the
horrible.
audience to come up. But I guess that's probably what they do in every city,
Yeah.
right? Is find a girl in the audience to come sing. And I mean, it's awesome to involve the crowd in that way.
It's a great idea, and it's
Yeah.
good. And goes out to her. I didn't go up there and sing.
Yeah. I don't think they wanted you to. In fairness, they probably heard your gang vocals at some point.
The words out of my gang vocals.
But it's probably one of my favorite songs by Masked Intruder.
Yeah.
And I mean, purely for the fact that they have, they've got this great duet happening in that song.
When you went to Fest, did you see Masked Intruder at Fest?
Yeah.
Did Mara play with them?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that would be cool.
That was kind of neat. Yeah. Because I didn't, excuse me, I didn't really know at the time who it was that was doing the duet on the album. And I didn't really know that much about mixtapes either. So as soon as I heard her voice, though, I'm like, wow, this must be the actual girl. And sure enough, it was.
Excellent. Good
So
song.
there you go. Yeah.
Good song pick.
Were you going to pick it?
It was on my list, but I figured you'd pick it, or we've talked about them enough before, so whatever. It's all good. Just scrap my list here. No.
Rip it up. Just rip it up.
I got...
I feel like you always have like alternates. Like, you know I'm going to pick it, but you're like, but if he doesn't, I still want to say it. I still want it to appear. So then you just kind of
It's not a
slowly
complete lie.
cross off, go to the next one.
They're in my iTunes playlist thing for it. Like there's two lists in there always.
It's the positive side of being number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I pick? Speaking of number 2, what did I pick?
I thought you were going to say I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. No. I went with a band called Heart Sounds.
Oh, I like Heart
Do you
Sounds
like Heart
a lot.
Sounds?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you'd heard them or if you liked them very much.
Yeah, I do like them.
And this is off their 2011 album Drifter.
Okay.
And it features guest vocals by Jason Cruz of Strung Out.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And the song is called Elements. And I like them because they kind of have like a throwback 90s fat sound.
Totally. Like that Slick Shoes kind of...
Yeah, even like the same sort of feel like the Swellers do too, right? Like it goes back to like,
but faster. I mean,
there's
I
more.
Feel like they're.
I think as their albums progress, they got more metally, and I think that I read somewhere, and I tried to look it up and see if it's actually true or not, that Jason produced this album, which would make sense in the way it sounds more strung outy or Wilhelm Scream kind of like
right.
Some of the guitar lines and stuff. I don't know if these guys are still around. I haven't heard anything about them lately. For a bit there, it looked like they put out 3 quick albums and then.
I have 2 of their records, and I really like them both. I really like the female male vocal.
She's a really
vocal
good singer
exchanges.
too.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the song is Elements, and like I said, it's got Jason Cruz. If you don't like Jason Cruz, you might not like this, which is people sometimes don't like him.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I feel like that's for everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like them, and sometimes people don't.
Yeah.
It's the way of the world, Mike.
It is, I guess.
Yeah. Let's talk about it a little more. In the break.
Here's some music.
Yeah. So here we go. Masked Intruder and
Heart Sounds.
Girl, ever since I first saw you, I knew you were the one for me. I just want you to know how I feel. That's why I'm standing here at 3 a.m. out in your front yard, singing you a love song on a heart-shaped guitar. And I hope you hear me, and I hope you care. And you put on a smile and you come downstairs. Dude, you're freaking me out. Seriously, what the fuck's wrong with you? I
Yeah, I've heard that song a million times, and well, maybe not a million. Maybe,
999?
Maybe like 5.
All right.
I exaggerate a little from time to time, but
Who doesn't?
yeah. But I don't think I would have ever picked out Jason Cruz in there. I mean, I can hear it now, but I don't think I would have picked it out.
Research, Nate. Research.
Yeah. You're the king of research, Mike.
That's what they call me.
No one calls you that. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna pick something that became kind of a theme for season 1. Didn't make much of an appearance in season 2 because of its reoccurring theme in season 1. So I thought season 3, why not? I've played at least one song from this record. This is Stephen Egerton with the Stephen Egerton with the
Eggman.
I'm going to take that again. This is Stephen Egerton with his album, The 7 Degrees of Stephen Egerton, and or Egerton, or I don't know how to say it.
Eh.
I said Stephen for the longest time.
I thought it was Stefan.
It is Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he spells it Stephen.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
People
People and their names.
Yeah.
But I said it before, I'll say it again. This is a great record.
You love this album,
people should go get it because it's awesome.
You're its biggest champion.
And the beauty of it is it totally works for this episode because the entire album is guest vocals.
Perfect.
And when you're really struggling,
that's a perfect hit.
And you want to play another song from this record, it couldn't be any better.
Yeah, so let's see. Who'd you pick?
So the first time I think I picked Mike, I can't remember his last name, Herrera from MXPX. That's probably my favorite song on the record. My second favorite song on the record, it's funny you mention All because he used to sing for All for a period of time. It's Chad Price, and the song is Funny Face.
Nice.
Yeah.
I almost picked a song with him singing in it too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's on a Rise Against song at the end.
Oh, really? Clear as day or just backup vocal?
It's a whole, like, it's at the end of a song, so I don't know what the actual musical term for that would be, but it's like a verse still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The epilogue of a song?
I guess. I don't know. But it's him.
Cool.
I looked up who it was, and it was Chad Price.
But it's not what you picked.
No, I didn't pick it.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Close one.
Yeah.
So that's my pick. Funny Face, Chad Price on the 7 Degrees of Stephen Egerton.
For an album you like, you really
so
should
hard?
You should get this right.
Well, maybe you should phonetically spell it on the album. I don't know.
Write a letter.
Yeah.
Send our podcast in. Write a letter. Say, dude, where's this going?
Like an old school letter.
Yeah.
Like
actually,
handwritten.
This works really well because I have no idea how to say this band's name.
Perfect.
So
I bet yours is harder to say than mine, though.
I don't know. So I was going to ask you if you know the proper pronunciation of this band, but it's
your guess should be no at this point.
But you can't say Steven or Stefan, so it's a low bar around here.
Thank God we're not doing the limbo.
But the band is Desperacidos.
Oh yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Sure. I've not known how to say it, and I think they do phonetically spell it on the album too.
Do they?
I feel like they do.
I feel like a jerk now.
They helped you out, and you still failed.
Whatever. It's a band I really like.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because I don't like his other bands. Like I don't like his solo stuff very much.
I don't know who's in this band.
Connor Oberst from Bright Eyes.
Don't know it.
You don't know Bright Eyes?
No.
Oh, you might actually really like Bright Eyes.
I do like this record though.
Yeah, this album's awesome.
Whatever this band is called. Desperados.
It's not Desperados.
Yeah. Who's the guest?
The guest is Laura Jane Grace.
Oh.
And she sings on Golden Parachutes.
Cool. Again, did not know.
This album's full of it. The So Glows have a bunch of songs where they guest appear on this one.
Full of it in what way? Like in a way where you're looking at me and you're like, Nate, you're fucking full of it.
No. Full of it. Like there's there's a load of guest vocals on this album. And then Tim Kasher is on there. And there's somebody else that's on there too. Anyway, but I was going to ask if you like Bright Eyes or Connor's like soul stuff, but you haven't heard it.
I don't know any of it.
I think you should check them out because I think you'd like both.
Okay.
More than I do.
Maybe next episode it'll be in our "What Are You Listening To" portion of the podcast.
It may.
Who knows?
May not.
Who knows?
His new album's getting a lot of really good reviews. But
is it like what's the solo stuff like? Is it stripped down punk rock, or is
no, it's indie rock stripped down.
Okay, like a Chris Farron sort of style?
No, more like Elliott Smithy kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, see if you like it.
Okay,
if you
I
don't,
will.
I don't know.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. People don't care, do they? Anyway, this is off Paola. So it's Golden Parachutes with Laura Jane Grace.
Perfect. And I'm not going to say it again. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
Funny face, did I say something wrong again? Tell me, is there a way that we can begin again? Right the wrongs, write you a love song, and the whole world can sing along to your song. I know it took a really long time, must have been hard to try. You made me laugh till I forgot how to cry. Funny face if we run out of things to say. Just remember the things we said on that day. Take my hand and we'll take off down the road. It don't matter which way we go. Let's just go. I know it took a really long time. It must have been hard to try. You made me laugh till I forgot how to cry. Used to be dumb and blind. I am still dumb, but I see a light that used to be seen alone. It used to be seen alone. I know it took a really long time. It must have been hard to try. You made me laugh. You made me laugh till I forgot how to cry. Forgot how to cry. Forgot how to cry. Services that don't exist. Swapping the river is. When you're betting on the red and black, it's a dealer's choice. The deck is always stacked. Now he runs the company. Came on this celebrity. They put him on the front of force. He parades the bull like he's a matador. It's a flat house full of silver spoons, watching pornography, a bus and boobs. It's a locker room of CEOs, telling dirty jokes. They're betting men who never lose and float away or golden parachutes. It's a bonus, not a shakedown, and there was every penny in my bank account. Never too big to fail. You never have to go to jail. When you own it, you can rob the bank. Uploading Dylan journals, rates and Jesse J. It's a frat house full of silver spoons, watching pornography, a bus and booms. It's a locker room of CFOs, telling racist jokes. They're betting men who never lose and float away on golden parachutes. And it makes you want to hand out in the underwater houses. Let 'em drown. Let 'em drown. Let 'em drown. Let 'em drown.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, nobody thinks.
Anyway. What'd you think of the song, Nate?
It's
Did
good.
you like it?
It's good.
Yeah.
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 I feel like they said their name in the song.
I'll have to listen again.
It could be right.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a non-English name, though. So those are always a little tough. You know who we should get?
Jeff Munt?
Yes.
He's a language aficionado.
Yeah, he could probably help us out. So, Jeff, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Yeah.
You could do a little voice record of what the name of the band is and post it in the chat.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Good idea, Nate.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to have ideas.
I bet you number 4 is a good idea, too.
Yeah, you think so? Did you look at my list?
I didn't.
Okay. All right, number 4. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. And you mentioned Chuck Reagan at the beginning of the podcast.
Yes.
And you said that he guests in a lot of, he has a lot of guests in his music. But I actually found Chuck Reagan guesting in somebody else's music. And when when this album first came out and I saw Chuck's name pop up, I thought, well, that's strange because both these guys have very similar voices. And I thought, well, I wonder what that's going to sound like. But when you hear it, it's they have more distinct voices than I guess my brain kind of does recall for, and it adds like a totally different note and layer and I really appreciate and like this song for that reason. They're not as similar as I thought going in. So the artist is Northcote, and he features Chuck Reagan. Which I'm sure now you're going, yeah, they do have very similar voices.
Yeah, they do. The same genre of kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. But it's not like just doubling his vocal, which is kind of what I thought it was going to sound like. The song is the first song off his most recent record. The record's called Hope is Made of Steel, and the song is called This Is Our Time.
Cool.
So that's what I chose.
Oh, let's see. I went with a band that I've featured a lot on this podcast.
Oh, that you've featured.
Yeah.
Very good.
I went with the album is The Constant One, and the band is Iron Chic.
Ah, yes. One of your favorites.
Featuring another one of my favorites, Erica from Reviver.
Okay. Nice.
And do you know the song?
I don't think, you know what? They're one of those bands where I don't know most, actually, in fairness, I don't know most track names of most
I'm pretty shitty at that too. Considering we have a podcast about tracks.
Yeah.
We're both pretty shitty at that.
Well, but in fairness, the digital world has not helped with that.
No, it's made it way worse.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like, and
Lars was right.
Lars.
Ulrich.
Oh. No, that was Napster days. You can't credit him to Napster days. Oh, Lars.
Side topic for people listening to this. Please write in. If you could go back in time, would you support Lars on the Napster deal?
I don't think so.
I think I might.
Really? I figure we'd get here regardless of Napster.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. It's an interesting side project we can talk about later.
Okay.
But this song, Erica's on 2 songs on this album, so I picked the one I like more, which is Castle Numbskull.
See, I feel like they have a lot of singers in this band.
So
I
you
could
wouldn't
be
know.
wrong, but like all their albums sound like there's a lot of singers.
I think it's just because all their bands that they're intertwined with,
Right.
or they probably like.
So how would you even venture to guess if that's a guest vocal
tell you-
or if they're
I'll tell
part
you
of the
how
band?
I knew this.
Yeah, tell me.
How I knew
Why
this
don't you
is
go ahead and tell me?
I read the liner notes because I actually own the physical copy of this.
I think I bought it for you, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did. There you go. See,
Look at that.
I was like, how did I get this?
Full circle.
Yeah.
That
So
was a
I
good
looked.
day.
I looked to see who it was.
Yeah, that was a nice little surprise, a souvenir I brought back from
Beth.
Florida
Yeah.
for you.
For me.
Yeah.
You're a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I even maybe wrote hugs and kisses on it.
I thought you just gave me a hug and a kiss.
Well, I did, but I think I wrote on it too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You should have a look. You looked
Oh.
at the liner notes, but you didn't look at the back.
Did you actually? I don't. I'll have to look. No,
We can discuss later.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Were you expecting a thank you card after?
Well, something, Mike.
This
Something
is,
would have been
This is
nice.
getting very awkward.
Northcote and
Iron Cheek.
Staring out the window, locked away for days. Fighting a lonely war that no one sees. Well, There's a hole in my mind, a madness where we used to feel sane. Now we hide our scars out of the singing rain. Let's open up our eyes and try to open up our hearts again. No one will survive till we cut these chains tonight. Rest our weary minds and break through. This is our time. The first wave came and brought a mighty flood. Our anger burned, consumed in boiling blood. All our hopes and dreams were never more. So we say goodbye to the people we once were. Oh, let's open up our eyes and try to open up our hearts again. No one will survive, so let's cut these chains tonight. Rest our weary minds, break through. This is our time. We won't back down. And all the trials that we face are behind us now. And the forces against us, we have bled them out. This is our time now. Let's open up our eyes and try to open up our hearts again. No one will survive, so let's cut these chains tonight. Rest our weary minds, heal our wounds and leave the past behind. This is our time. This is our time. Whoa. Whoa.
Thanks, Nate.
No, thank you, Mike.
How's it-
I feel like that was maybe a little bit of a stretch for
was a little bit
a
of a
guest
stretch.
appearance.
The butt up us.
You can hear her though.
Yes.
So I'll give it to you.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it is a good song. But yeah, that album, Iron Chic, I really like Iron Chic, but a lot of the time when I listen to it, everything kind of gets pushed into the background because I feel like the vocals just aren't pushed enough forward. So it's one of those records where I always try and listen to lyrics, right? But if I'm kind of listening to song after song, it often
Just blends
that's like
together.
that. It just kind of goes into the background, and then my mind just starts thinking, and then I'm not really listening anymore.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, anyways, good song, good
Yeah.
album.
That Northcote's good too.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh,
There's a Dave House.
I believe it's Hausa,
Hausa.
because he put something on Instagram where he corrected it with a Z, like above it.
Oh.
So maybe his name is Dave Hausa, not House.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
I appreciate the correction on Instagram though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phonetically.
Did he
everywhere.
did he seem mad about it?
No, I think he was making fun of something. So that's why I'm not sure if it's actually that now.
There's a guest appearance by Dave Hausa on there as well.
Hausa? He's not Doogie Howser.
I think that's what you said.
House.
I'm not going to get
Sounds
it. Mike.
dramatic, I
I'm not
guess,
going to get it. So here we are. We're at the last pick for this 25th episode.
Oh, it's been a ride.
It has, and thank you to all you who have came along for this ride.
Yes, for sure. Thanks to everyone for listening and for checking out our podcast and writing us and giving us lists and whatnot.
Yes, the lists are growing all the time.
They are growing.
Yeah.
And they're getting in faster and faster. And
I'm blown away when I see one come in like the day we release the podcast, because how long does this take you? Like 3-4 weeks? Like,
fuck off, Nate.
I'm pretty close, aren't I?
It takes me at least 2 weeks to come up with my
It
list.
takes me a while too.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
I'm not putting these
I
things
feel like you were
together
like,
overnight.
I thought you were making fun of me because you're
No.
like, I got this.
I'm like, who leaked it to these guys? How do they know?
There's only two of us.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
Couple of things I want to talk about just before we go to our
Yeah,
songs
do
to
it.
the end.
Talk about it. That's what this podcast is all about.
Check out the webpage, Facebook, Twitter. Get in touch with us. We really do enjoy the lists and the chats on WhatsApp. And
we do.
The other thing is, I think you and me had discussed this, and maybe I'm throwing a curveball by mentioning is that you would like to start doing some more local content via interviews.
Yeah, I just thought, like with our interview section. Yeah, let me vent a little bit here.
You're gonna vent?
Well, I thought in today's day and age with Twitter and all the other social networking ways of getting in touch with people, that it would be so much easier to connect with a band as they came touring through. And I'm thinking about, radio stations and press that bands would have done before. Probably not punk bands as much, but I feel like nobody does press anymore at all. And I mean, this is loosely called press, this podcast, but we have put out numerous requests to bands coming through. And, these are not people that have somebody else managing their Twitter account. These are people who manage their own Twitter account and tweet their own thoughts. Yeah, exactly. And to get nothing back, not even you know what, I just really want a day off. Or
sorry, dudes.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
It really grinds my gears. In the words of Peter Griffin, this really grinds my gears. Okay?
So, in lieu of it, we've come up with a solution to try to do some more local content, which is really cool, I think. It was a great idea, Nate.
Well, thank you.
I think it's something that we should be doing anyways. And I wish it was something I did more. Promoting our own local bands and stuff.
Yeah.
And scenes. So the reason I'm bringing it up is if you're a listener and you know of a local band or someone we should get in touch with to talk to in this podcast, let us know.
Yeah, and don't just send us their Twitter account, okay? Send us an actual email address that maybe will promote a better conversation than nothingness. It drives me crazy. I don't get it.
I'm sorry I opened this can of worms with you, Nate.
It drives me nuts.
Anyway, that was my
Your 2 cents?
My 2 cents. And I would like you to also check out those comps. And like I said, I'll put up links. I think it's a good cause in this day and age. And if you come across comps with those same sort of ideas, please send them my way. Or bands that are donating to these sort of causes. It's something that Nate and me both are really into. So,
well, yeah, and fair enough. Like, I mean, when the current administration got in the U.S. of A., I think there was a lot of that talk within the music communities, like, well, at the very least, it'll bring out some good music. And, I thought that was kind of a dumb thing to say. But case in point, there is some good stuff musically coming out of that with comps like these, right?
Yeah, and
bringing awareness around things that you may not know about.
Yeah, the awareness is the key, and it's something that we were both involved in as kids in the scene. It's something maybe you get away from as you get older and busier and stuff. And just, I mean, if this is a small way to help or get involved with things, and it's something we both think you should maybe look into doing. Totally. I'm not saying you should do it, but look into it anyway. So that's my political rant.
You know what else used to be a venue for that were zines back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. And I think podcasts have become like the modern day zine. Like I've not, in fairness, I don't go to a lot of local shows anymore, but I doubt there's a lot of zines. I would doubt there's anywhere near as many as there once were. And I think podcasts have kind of become the modern day zine. So you would have touring bands.
You're back to this?
You would have touring bands that would do interviews for zines all the time. And these are people that have, maybe not interviewed many people, or maybe it's not part of their professional life. It drives me a little crazy.
All right, Nate, it's okay. Let's get to some music. Let's grind your gears in a different way.
All right.
Let's get some soothing sounds. Again, thanks for listening. We're the High Fives podcast, but let's hear what your pick is.
All right, let's hear it. This is the one that everyone's been waiting for. It's the lowest of the hanging fruit, but it's a gooder. It's a great song.
Is it Laurie Myers?
It is not, because Laurie Myers made another list.
Oh, yes.
Songs with girls' names.
True.
It is not Laurie Myers. This one is another Fat Records band. It's Good Riddance. It's a credit to his gender. And the guest vocal is Cinderblock from Tilt off the album Comprehensive Guide. And, this was like, this song or the guest vocal totally makes this song because it needed that female voice in that spot. And it's perfect.
Oh, it's perfect, yeah.
And, it's funny because like back when Survival of the Fattest came out and, I pretty much went through all the artists on that compilation, went to the record store the next week and was just like, yeah, I need all of these except Tilt. Because I've never liked that band. I never really got into that band. But I love her voice on this track.
I don't think I've ever actually listened to Tilt albums, but I always liked the songs on the comps, but maybe not enough to ever explore them. Yeah. I wonder if I went back now and listened. It'd be one of those things I'd have to look into.
Well, I look forward to your report.
My report?
Next.
I'll do some research.
Maybe bring it in a duotang.
Yeah, I could do that.
Maybe attach it to your zine.
Yeah.
You get a lot of interviews in that zine?
I don't have a zine.
Oh. I thought you did.
No.
Okay.
Do I look like a zine guy? I guess.
Yeah. I'd say zine.
I never had a zine.
No?
No.
I feel like that's something that
zines were cool.
You might have done.
I was involved in I collected a lot of local ones.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you still have them?
I might have a bunch in a box somewhere. I'll look. I found some old stuff in a box not long ago.
That's where old stuff goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like old local scene stuff that I kept, like gig posters and things. I'm going to go through it one of these days.
You should.
See what I have.
Yeah. We could talk about it in our zine or our modern day zine, the podcast.
Nate.
What'd you pick, Mike?
I picked a band who's been on our podcast.
Okay.
And
that's not a rare thing.
the Donuts from Germany.
Yeah, right.
And they did a song in 2012 off Wake the Dogs with Frank Turner. And this is actually the first song I'd ever heard from them. So it was kind of cool. And then I never really went back to them. And then it was kind of cool that they got in touch with us and had us put their a couple songs on one of our episodes.
Yeah,
long time ago.
It's really good timing that you bring that up because that was a band that reached out to us.
Yes.
The only band that has ever reached out to us.
But
We really appreciated it.
Yeah, I really like this song. I don't know if you've ever heard it before.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
It's a good track.
Okay.
And I like Frank Turner. I'm not, again, he's another polarizing figure as of late for some reason, but I enjoy him.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I like him too.
But yeah, these are our songs. What'd you pick again?
Geez, what was it?
It was really obvious.
Good riddance.
Yeah, good riddance. And I picked Donuts. Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
How are you feeling? How does someone like you lose the moral quarantine? Does your repression only serve and bitter that you abuse and objectify all the emotions you defeat? You got the world right at your feet, cause you make you silent, all the critics of your misogynistic lies. You wake up from your reveries, you better realize that you're a model of virility, a specimen divine. As you devour, you empower the false ego trapped inside, and by the virtue of your compass, you engage yourself to those you hold in high esteem, cause you think you silence all the critics of your misogynistic lies. But when you wake up from your reveries, you better realize you gotta rectify that attitude. You're a hopeless case, and now you're too late. You gotta rectify that attitude. You're a hopeless case, and now you're too late.
Call her a whore. She's just the same as you, though she could never be that shallow.
But you just take what you can get, then you throw the rest away. A notch on your belt, another score, another leg. Then you silence all the critics of your misogynistic lies. But when you wake up from your reveries, you better realize you gotta rectify that attitude. You're a hopeless case, and now you're too late. You gotta rectify that attitude. You're a hopeless case, and now you're too late. You're taking, she's giving. You're losing, you think you're winning. Your time is running out now. Does it feel the same? Does it feel the same? Shut your eyes now. The world is better with the lights out. This is our time now to create and invent. We can be giants now, so let's wait for the blackout. This is our time now to believe and pretend. Who's to hold up the sky if not you and I? So long, so long, so long. Who's to tame the volcanoes on mountains high? So long, so long, so long, so long. Put the knife down, or don't you cut your own heart out. I need you alive now. Learn to hold your own hand. Come to life now. Let's sleep before sundown. 'Cause this is our time now. Put an end to an end. Who's to hold up the sky if not
else? Oh, my mic's falling here. It's falling down. I'm getting the signals from the booth.
The producer's not happy with your
No.
voice tone.
Doop, 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 doop.
There it goes.
There we go. Is that better, Nate?
And we're back.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. And is this okay now?
Yeah, that's much better.
All right.